Hi everybody, it's Sally from Sally Stampers. Thank you for joining me today. Today I'm bringing you my large Ferrero box. So yes, it is a large box for Ferrero Rocher, but it's a large one of those too. So this actually only contains two smaller ones, which is a shame really, but I love it. I love the size of it. These have always been my favourite chocolates. As far back as I can remember, my grandma has always bought me a box of these every Christmas. So anything like this I just love, and it just reminds me of my grandma. So, oh, excuse you dog. Apologies on behalf of my dog. So yeah, so I thought I want to make a lovely box for this, but do you know what, I love this ribbon on the top. I think it's so pretty that I don't want to hide that. So I created my box, and if you can see, there's a hole in the top, so it actually contains the box itself, and it has the large Ferrero inside, but it shows off the ribbon. So I actually don't even have to add my own decoration. How cool is that? So I'm going to show you how to make it. Dead easy. So to start off with, you will need a piece of DSP that is 11.5 inches by 11.5 inches. So yes, you need 12 by 12. This is shaded spruce. The previous one I used was cherry cobbler. So 11.5 by 11.5, which is 29 by 29 centimetres. And we're going to score at 3 3/4 and 7 3/4, which is 9.5 and 19.5. Then we're going to rotate clockwise and repeat 3 3/4, 7 3/4, 9.5, 19.5 inches. Okay, so pop that there, and then we're going to fold and burnish. Easy peasy, as always. It's the easy box. Okay, and then we're going to cut the four corners. Again, basic box making. Make the box. So again, cut your pieces and cut your wedges. Now I'm actually going to rotate and turn this one. Just because otherwise I'm going to have to cut pieces off this, because they will overlap. Okay, so I'm just literally cutting one and rotating, cutting one and rotating. So cutting and rotating. So it's almost as if your tabs have a direction. And you see how they're going around. So that's those bits done. And now I'm just having a wonder what I've done with my DSP for this, because oh, it's here, it's hiding, it's okay. I hid it underneath my scoreboard, which was rather foolish. So now I've completely forgotten where I'm at. Okay, so DSP. So I have 4 sheets of DSP that are 3 3/4 by 3 3/4, which is 9.5 by 9.5. So we'll stick these on the sides. So these are going to go on all 4 sides. And obviously, as you can see, I'm using the wrapped in plaid or tartan, as I find it easier to say. Because I called it wrapped in plaid, and that's not how you pronounce it. And as sad as I am, I did actually Google it, and yes, people were correct. It is pronounced plaid. So I'm just going to call it wrapped in tartan because I find that easier. And I've always known this as tartan anyway, so that's probably why I didn't know how to pronounce it. So DSP on all 4 sides. Let's get our tear and tape on when I can find the end. There it is. So as you know, same again. So we put some, could have done with a bit more there actually, some on the join and then some to hold this in place. Obviously if I was doing this far more carefully, I would add a bit more tear and tape here, but I am going quick just to show you. Yeah, that's nowhere near enough adhesive as far as I'm concerned. Although it will give me an option to show you what happens when you don't put enough adhesive on. So backing off all of your pieces. All the way around, one more to go. Okay, so let's, oops a daisy, let's stick this down. So I'm literally just putting them together here. Okay, so as you saw, I didn't add much adhesive to that. This is what happens when you don't go all the way to the edge. You see how I've now got gaps, and this just doesn't stick very well either, so it's not the best. Giant Ferrero Rocher inside, there it is, and as you can see it just sits, the bow just sits proud. So let's make the lid. So for the lid you will need, get rid of my rubbish because I can't bear it. For your lid you will need a shim, dun dun dun, a shim of cardstock, and your lid needs to be 8 inches by 8 inches, which is 20 by 20 centimetres, and we're scoring this one at 2 inches on all 4 sides, which is 5 centimetres. Oops. So 2 inches, whoops, that one went a bit rogue on the end. 2 inches or 4 sides. Okay, take this off. Okay, so slightly different now. We're going to fold and burnish our score lines. Then we're going to add our DSP. Now, I've gone a bit contrary with this one. When I made my original one, I didn't actually realise, but I bought 2 packs, so I actually had more paper than I should have done in 1 pack. So this actually requires 5 sheets of 6 by 6. So for this one I thought, right, I'm not going to do that because not everybody has 2 packs available. So this time I've gone with coordinating, if you like. So this is still using 2 packs for that, and this is from a different, sorry, 2 sheets for the sides and 1 different for the top. So stick that one on there. So the top is 3 3/4 by 3 1/2. No, that doesn't seem right. Do you know, I had real issues doing these measurements and I don't know why. No, the top is 3 1/2 by 3 1/2, which will be 9 1/2, no, 9 inches by 9 inches. And then the sides are 3 3/4 by what? Right, ignore me. The top piece is 3 3/4 by 3 3/4, which will be 9 1/2 by 9 1/2, and the sides are 3 3/4 by 1 3/4, which is 9 1/2 by 4 1/2 centimetres. There we go. Get there in the end. Right, let's pop these side pieces on. Okay, so this side is having extra adhesive on. I will explain why in a moment. So this one, oh my goodness, goes on there. And then this one will have extra adhesive on. So I'm basically covering the whole, oh you can see that really nicely, the whole of the DSP pretty much on to that side. Okay, the reason I've done that is because these 2 sides are going to be folded in. Okay, so I need them to have plenty of DSP on because I'm going to be using my layering circles. This measures 2 1/2 and it's going to sit on here to die cut my circle. I'll show you. I'll just get my big shot, because this is the old faithful die cutting machine. Okay, so where's that gone? There it is. So you can do it one of two ways, because obviously this won't fit through my big shot. Let me just zoom out a little bit. So this won't fit in my big shot because the paper's too big. So, and I don't want to do just one side because that would look odd. So I figured if I do both sides and put this on, as long as I get it relatively central, which I'm fairly happy that is, and pop my plate on top. So you might need to run it through a couple of times because you have to remember it's going through double thickness DSP and double thickness card. Okay, so I'm going to go through a good couple of times there, and hopefully that will have worked. So I'm going to move this out of the way. So, no, it hasn't done that, but it doesn't matter. So I'm going to take that off. So that has now cut my circle, which is actually good. I can save those now because I haven't glued them. So there's my circle, but obviously it hasn't cut the sides, but it has a little bit and made a bit of a mess. So what I'm going to do is I'm now going to pop it back through again, put that back in the same place, and this will now cut rather large finger notches, which work just the same anyway. So let's quickly run this back through. So I'm putting it the same way round because I need to line up that circle. Okay, so it's literally sitting in the hole that I've already made. So I'm now going to run this through, and because the top piece of card and DSP is gone, it should now... I've still not done it. Heavens above. Oh, that's so frustrating. Okay, so we're going to be really naughty and we're going to go this way and just hope and pray that it's lined up as it should. So I can see those, the top and bottom just through the gap there. So I'm just going to run it through, take a deep breath, hope it's worked and not made a complete mess. Think we're okay. Think we're okay. So let's just get this out of the way. Perfectly. There we go. And that, oops. So that has now cut those, what I call finger notches, out of the side. And obviously that's why we added the extra DSP to hold the DSP on there. So we can now do our tabs. So we're just doing this. Oh my goodness, what that noise was. Just doing the exact same thing. And I would advise as well that you do your tabs away from your circles, because if you cut them this way, you're going to be folding them under and then you're going to have to trim away. Whereas if you do them this way, they're going to tuck under the full sides, so you don't have to mess with them. So just trim those side bits there. Get rid of that. Add my tear and tape. So back in again. You know the drill of this by now. Tear and tape. Tear and tape. Going quick because you know what to do. But I don't know how to edit my videos to speed them up. So, oh crumbs, get off. So I just think I'll just go quick. Okay, so seems to have brightened up a little bit outside as well, which is always nice, just as I want to take my dogs for a walk, so that's always good. Okay, so tear and tape on, backing off, and then, oops. This is because I'm rushing, and I know it's only because you're probably bored with this box by now. Okay, as I said, if your tabs are this way, they will nicely tuck just inside, and you don't need to do any trimming or anything. And then you put your lid on your box, but you only go part way, because then you need your, let me just zoom back in slightly. So once you've put your lid on, you obviously need to make sure that these parts aren't tucked inside. And then I'm going to use my stylus, my scoring tool, to just lift these bows out. And you can just sort of push it down gently. Just make sure you're going around lifting all the bows out. Now remember, you will have one piece that has this tag on, so leave that down there. And then you can just keep tugging and pulling up your bow until it all comes out. Give your box lid a good push to make sure it's down, and there you go. There is your Ferrero Rocher large box with its own decoration. How cool is that? Hope you like it. See you all again soon. Bye.